Good morning. I'm Glenn W. Worthington, the author of the book Genuine Diamonds Found in Arkansas, and my wife and I own the Worthington Diamond Mine, located less than a half mile from southwest Arkansas's famous Crater of Diamonds State Park. We have an open pit mine, and everything you're looking at is diamondiferous lamperite, very similar, if not identical to, that what you find at the Crater Diamond State Park. I'm going to do something unprecedented here. I've never done a night hunt for diamonds because it's not allowed at the Crater of Diamonds. And we're out here. I've got the headlights to my truck on high, and I've also got a flashlight. We're going to look around for a minute for anything that might glow here in the dark, and hopefully find a diamond. And let me turn the headlights off. Okay. Yes, it is dark out here. You can even see some stars. It's a clear night, but we'll do better with the flashlight on. To the best of my knowledge, this has never been searched at night before, and I've been looking for diamonds off and on since 1978 in southwest Arkansas, primarily at the Crater of Diamond State Park during that time, and they are closed at night and do not allow night searching. We do have one light going here. This is the security light at our guard shack, but we have this open pit mine. We've dug and processed hundreds of tons of diamondiferous lamperite, and yes, we have found diamonds in it, but no one has ever surface searched this unless a poacher slipped in here at night, but I doubt that. We're behind gates and way off the beaten path, and a lot of people don't even know how to find us here, which is exactly how we want it. We don't want poachers. So we've had it's dry right now. We've had a lot of erosion this winter, and it could have washed silt away and left diamonds exposed on the surface. I have surface searched during the day, but it was suggested to me by a Facebook friend, Christy Smith, who is a good Christian woman and a former missionary to Africa. She suggested I surface search this, and she suggested using a blacklight. So we'll use the blacklight in a minute, but I wanted to look around with a flashlight that would cause a reflection. If there's a diamond sitting here on the surface, we're going to see it. And the good thing about a flashlight, I'm finding, it focuses your attention. You're not looking at the entire outcrop at once. You're focused on just what the light is hitting right now. You can see a vein going through that lamprite. So this is the edge of the intrusion marked by this cone and stake, and everything to the east of this here is just clay. But this volcanic intrusion burst through the country rock and clay, and it's a funnel shaped, and we own 10 acres, a portion of the Twin Knobs 1 lamperite intrusion that was first identified that could be potentially diamond bearing back in 1907 when the Rileys first bought 80 acres in here. Now we have a 10-acre section, and 1 acre of the 20 or 21 acre diamond intrusion is on our land that we've owned for the last few years. And I don't see anything shining at me, but it could be in any of this that I've dug up. The gravel here is not part of the intrusion. The gravel is sedimentary rock, and the lamperite is igneous or volcanic rock. This rock is in here because we put down a gravel road so that the trucks wouldn't get stuck, and some of it has washed down into this, which is no problem. Our diamond recovery plant, we have a state-of-the-art diamond recovery plant 1,000 feet from here that was imported from South Africa, and it will sort out the jaspers, the sedimentary rock, the chalcedony and all. But I don't know how well a blacklight will show up on a video, but I am going to give it a try if I don't stumble in the dark. But it is dark out here otherwise. I'm going to dig. This is solid volcanic rock here, as was everything where I'm presently standing. We dug it with an excavator. The edge of it here, if I don't get stuck in the mud trying this, the edge of it to the right there is clay, and to the left this is volcanic rock, and it continues through there. So I've got a pretty good ledge of a lot of tons. I could sit in here with the excavator and dig this all out and stockpile it behind us here, and I may do that. I would like to get this contact zone material that is touching the clay or the country rock that was here before the intrusion, because the clay helped cool the lamprite quicker, and when you cool that hot magma, there's less resorption and larger diamonds and more diamonds. So that was told me by geologist Robert Allen. So I'm going to try that sometime, get that excavator in here and dig this out and put it behind me. I might as well get all the way to the edge. I had saved some of this lamprite because it's really hard, and I didn't want clay washing into the intrusion and diluting our sample. But now I think, well, if I dig this all out and put it behind me, I can dig a ditch on this other side and divert the water, the rainwater, so I really wouldn't get much clay mud washing in here. So I'm going to try that one of these days. But for now, I'm going to get a blacklight out, and I just ordered this, got it in my pocket here. Okay, the blacklight is on and the flashlight is off, so I hope you can see this. Now, back in the old days, before the site called the Prairie Creek intrusion, we now know as Southwest Arkansas's crater of Diamond State Park, locals would go in there at night with a flashlight and surface search and find diamonds, especially Mr. Willie Fugit. Now, we've got something here that glows, but it's a worm. So that's not a diamond. You can tell when they're moving, they're not diamond. Looking with a flashlight is a good idea. A man who lived in this area his entire lifetime, he has now since passed away, but Al Terrell said that he knew the old guys used to go in to the crater, or what is now the crater of diamonds, at night, and they like using a dim flashlight, because when you have a bright light, then a lot of things will glow at you or reflect at you, including phlogopite, which is mica, and so you would get a lot of false positives. So they like to use a dull flashlight so that only the diamonds would shine. Boy, the only thing that's really glowing at me is this centipede, but it's pretty neat watching it move along. I don't know if anybody in the old days ever surface searched with a black light, but here's the deal. Well, first let me say about phlogopite, mica. Dr. Roger Mitchell from Canada, who is a well-known, well-respected expert on lamprite and kimberlite and lamprophire intrusions around the world, and has written books and articles about it, and is a professor of geology in Canada. I met with him in person when I was doing diamond exploration for, these are just white pebbles. These are not, white will show up in blacklight. That's just some of the gravels that have washed down. White novaculite and chert and chalcedony. So that is not a diamond. It would really shine at me, I'm sure. So Dr. Mitchell told me he was doing some field work for us when I worked in diamond exploration outside the state park for 3 years. He flew down from Canada and stayed at a motel, and my job was to pick him up in the morning and bring him out to, oh, we've got something glowing over here, maybe a couple more centipedes. Who knew? We got a good centipede population. There's one, so they're not lonely. The little bit of glistening next to it, I think, is just moisture from, it is dewy this morning. It's kind of a cool morning. I've got a heavy coat on. Anyway, I picked Dr. Mitchell up at the hotel, and I chauffeured him up to our diamond intrusions at Blacklight and the American Mine, and so I had several minutes to talk to him and ask him questions. And I mentioned that the lamperites we were looking at Blacklight did not seem to have any mica or flogopite, and I said, so is it different than the crater of diamonds intrusion? He said, well, mica is not an indicator of diamonds. He said, actually, if you have mica, you really will have fewer diamonds. Something about, flogopite and its development in the volcanic ore indicated that, yeah, it would have diamonds, but fewer than the lamperite that does not. Now, at the crater of diamonds, there are multiple pyroclastic intrusions. In other words, not just one volcanic event that brought the diamonds to the surface, but many. And some of those came up slower and cooled slower, and the diamonds would be resorbed out of it. And I think that slower cooling resulted in the development of mica, which he referred to as flogopite, as doctors of geology do. So when you're surface searching in the daytime at the crater, and you're in a portion of the search field that has a lot of mica, you think, oh wow, I wish it didn't have all this mica. A lot of false positives, seeing all these little shiny things reflect, and you go to try to pick it up and it looks like a piece of gold glitter, and you try to pick it up and it's like nothing. It's just real thin, shiny flake. Well, if you see a lot of mica and you hate the false positives, get away from that portion and go to a portion of the search field that doesn't have mica, and you'll have a better chance of finding a diamond. So there's a little tip at no extra charge. Well, looking with a blacklight, I don't see anything but centipedes so far. But this has never been touched. It's still in place and it's solid rock. And it's been here for eons, since the diamondiferous intrusion. But so one good thing about surface searching with a flashlight at night is anything that's shiny, then you can go and inspect it closer. The bad thing about surface searching with a blacklight is only 27% of diamonds worldwide will fluoresce under a blacklight. So using a blacklight only, you're going to miss 3/4 of the diamonds that are there. I'm not seeing anything glow at me right now, but I'm still looking. I hope this isn't too fast to go with the flashlight, but I can tell I'm not getting anything shining back at me. But again, with the blacklight, I would only see 27% of the diamonds that are here. But I wanted to do this, and Christy Smith suggested, wow, I would like to go into the crater of diamonds at night with a blacklight. And I thought, well, that's not allowed. You can't go into the state park at night. They're open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for diamond searching, and your ticket is not a 24-hour ticket to search. So you can't go in there. But I thought, hey, I've got a diamond mine that nobody has searched, and I could go in there at night. So we're giving it a try. But So we have an open pit here, and we just leave it open, and we have it fixed to where it will drain when it rains. We dug a ditch, and the water will run out. That way we don't have to pump it. But so this stays open. It's really a huge hole, probably 6 feet deep and big as a swimming pool. But we're just getting started. But anyway, we gave it a try. I'm glad we got the black light and searched, but I really don't see anything. But sure worth the effort, and I'm glad I've got a black light. That way when I do have diamonds, I can check and see if they fluoresce. So I'm going to take the black light and look at the diamonds that I have at home and see whether they fluoresce or not. Years ago, we found and purchased the Lamley diamond, which is 8.61 carats, and was found in the summer of 1978 in a hole my brother abandoned at the Crater of Diamonds. So it's a very large diamond. It's a light brown, kind of a tea color, and we searched out the owner and found it and purchased it from them, and then sold it to Jim and Shelley Horan to add to their collection of extra large, fine, exquisite diamonds from Arkansas. It's still uncut and in the Horan collection. But the neat thing about it, when I got the diamond, I went home and plugged in a black light. I got in the dark room at night in a bathroom and closed the door, and the only light was the black light that I had plugged into the wall, and it glowed like a little night light. It was amazing, a white glow. So a light brown diamond glowing white in the dark and under black light anyway. So it did exhibit fluorescence. And the amazing thing is, once I turned the black light off, it continued to glow. So that's called luminescence. So it didn't just fluoresce, but it also luminesced. And different diamonds will fluoresce different colors. You can have blue and orange, but that one was white, a big, beautiful, glowing white 8.61 carat diamond, one of the largest found at the state park in the last 52 years that it's been open to the public, that it's been a state park open to the public. Well, I think we've searched my open pit enough, and I don't see any diamonds on the surface, but it could be just under there an inch, and we need a little more erosion. So after the rains that are coming tomorrow and it dries out, I can get in here and search again. So every time we get a good hard washing rain, it will move the silt away and run it on down this drainage ditch, and the lighter silt washes away, and the heavier or denser diamonds are left sitting exposed on the surface. And that's how it works at the Crater of Diamonds. Day before yesterday, 2 people found diamonds on the surface at the state park for that very reason. They had plowed the field, and then we got a lot of rain, and then a lot of spring break tourists came in and were surface searching and found one was a 65-point white diamond. There's 100 points of weight per carat, so 2/3 of a carat. I think the woman's name was Jennifer that found it. Her and her husband and child were in there, and so that made a great day for them. But I've never found a diamond surface searching. I've found all 177 of my Crater diamonds by digging and washing, and all of the diamonds that have come out of the Worthington mine were also found by digging and washing. But here we dig with an excavator, and we wash with a state-of-the-art diamond recovery plant that does 5 tons an hour. And we get to leave our hole open. We don't have to fill it in every day like you do at the Crater. So there are advantages to having your own diamond mine. And one of them is that you can come in here at night and surface search with a light, a flashlight, and a black light. Thank you for joining me for this experiment.